Thank you so much, Doc. We'll take a live question.
Okay, so in relation to relationships being disposable, how can young couple learn to embrace commitment without feeling trapped?
Um, I still would go back to where we started, the Genesis account. So Adam and Eve Adam is in Eden. He has a need. God supplies him an option. An interesting God doesn't say what he should do with that. He brings this woman into his life. So then he has to determine, what's this person going to be to me? What role is she going to play in my life?
Yeah.
And she says, this is now bone of my bones, flesh of my flesh. In other words, this is part of me.
Yeah.
And she would be called part of me. So, because she was taken from me. So Adam is saying, in essence, this is somebody I embrace fully into my life, somebody who must be permanent in my life. Now, if we bring that into a concept of somebody saying, this is, I will feel trapped. Everybody is trapped. We are trapped as human beings in this world. I don't live on Mars, and I can't go to live on Mars. I can't go to another galaxy to live. I'm trapped here to this earth. I'm trapped in the human body. So everybody lives a life where they are limited to something. And marriage limits us. But in limiting us, it expands us.
That's good.
So that instead of having a frivolous surface relationship, you can have a deeper relationship. It's like living with somebody, staying with somebody in a room for a very long time. And over time, you find that you get to know the person better.
Yeah.
You talk deeper, and you have a far better relationship than somebody you talk to 5 minutes and move on to talk to another person 5 minutes and talk to another person 5 minutes. You may cover a lot of ground, but the need in you would not be satisfied, because you're not just looking for covering ground. You're looking for somebody you can say, bone of my bones, flesh of my flesh. Somebody I can really say is deeply involved in my life. And human beings are created for deep involvement, and deep involvement cannot be shallow.
Wow. I love that so much. I love that Adam says, this is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. It gives the impression that Adam knows himself as bone. He knows himself as flesh. He's done the work of knowing who he is. So he can identify someone who is like him. And so what do you think the importance of singleness is? There's work that we have to do when we are single. And what do you think part of that work is?
And I think it still go back to the Genesis story. And as I said, you wonder, why didn't God create Adam and Eve together at the same time? I mean, but the narrative tells us that there is a stage of singleness and there's a stage of marriage. Singleness to get to know yourself, get to know your strengths, get to know your weaknesses, get to know your abilities, your inabilities, get to know what you can do and what you can't do. And pretty soon you begin to realize, yeah, I know myself. I know I can do so much, and on my own I can manage so much. But I really think I would function better if I get somebody to share my life with. So the process of singleness is a process of discovery, of self-discovery, so that when somebody comes into your life, you can appreciate them the more and the better. So I think the Bible's narrative is telling us we're going to start our lives as singles. And in that single space of our lives, we're going to be doing something. Adam was doing something. He was tending the Eden. He's naming animals. So you're involved. You're involved in a vocation. You're building your life. But as you build, you realize I need more than just me. I need to share my life with somebody. And God brings somebody your way. But you have to be able to embrace the person. And embracing a person into your life is always risky, because people you embrace into your life can mess up your life.
Yeah.
And can disturb your peace and the stability you've built as a single person, can disrupt the order of things in your life, the way you live your life. But that's the risk we take as adults in a responsible relationship. And I think that it mirrors marriage in a very profound way. Marriage is not for immature people.
Yeah.
Is for people who have a settled view about themselves and are still ready to embrace somebody else into their lives because they want to share what they have with other people.
Thank you so much for your time. Kindly like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share this video to your friends and loved ones. Stay blessed.